we got ignition. 2, 1. We've got RIP takeoff. 2, 1. What the hell is this? RIP takeoff. All right, echo, ancestral echoes. All right, y'all. Our sources are claiming the Bears are considering re-signing JF1. New head coach, new culture. We got a poll going up too, y'all, in the community tab. Would you trade our generational rookie quarterback to the Steelers to get the rights to Hall of Fame coach Mike Tomlin and a leader of men, won't settle for excuses, and bringing Justin back? We're going to be discussing that, but we do got some bills to pay. The show will be starting in less than 5 minutes. Take this time to like, share, subscribe, get your mind right. I mean, get your mind right out there. All right, Karen, you can kick it off. Karen is Sharon.
Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance.
Preseason just to get him up to speed a little bit. Most best like ourselves, we feel like that was a ton of reps in the preseason. For what a rookie quarterback, he might need those reps. Probably when y'all come out, he's probably gonna come out. Are y'all willing to play more reps in the preseason just to get him up to speed a little bit?
We will. Well, they pay us, so we got to do whatever they want us to do. That's kind of how that works. No, but we want to have a successful season, and we trust Coach that they have a good plan. And look, they've been thinking about all this for quite a while now. So whatever plan they got laid out for us to do during the preseason, whether it's in practices and games, we're going to be all for, and that's just kind of part of this process that we're in. So yeah, when they say jump, we have to say how high. So that's kind of the deal.
The talent.
It's the penalty himself, Mercedes Lewis, to do it. So you go to commit, but he's soft.
Do this in the Packers game. Stuff happens. They don't go to the rep. This stuff Caleb was doing. Like, you gotta care, bro, in the NFL.
Yes.
They're not giving you nothing.
The passion has to show.
Yeah.
Within the show, the Bears sideline, and all of them, including Eberpuss, they were all yelling at the refs. And I was like, well, that's the first time I ever seen them showing some passion on a play.
Because Eberpuss was telling his team that's not our culture. He imposed telling us that's how we're. No, you got to be good first to have that culture where then now you're not going to beat yourself on dumb stuff. But, until you're good, you got to be out there grabbing the other team's quarterback and slamming them on the ground.
This is a division game. They came out there and hit your quarterback in the back, and you didn't get a call, and there was no reciprocation by the Bears defense.
I was very, very angry because
Like, subscribe. We're in the building.
What happened to us, and that's what Roots did to me. It brought a lot of those feelings out of me, and I became very disturbed by it, and I became very angry, and I started to retaliate in school. And it took my mother to come to me and tell me, it's a history, it's something that you should never forget, but you can rise above it and make an impact and make a change and make people aware of the pain that we have endured. But at first I was very disturbed by it, and I retaliated in some ways, violently. We used to go to other pools, and he would take me, and as soon as I get in the pool, they would get out of the pool.
Please like, share, subscribe, y'all. Show starts in 2 minutes.
You don't forget your heritage, but you move forward in trying to make a better life for everyone. And that you always want to be viewed as a person. Reach back and pull someone with you.
Allegedly, that's ignorant.
You know, excuse me for saying so, but you seem kind of transparent.
That's ignorant, I'm just cold.
Well, I know you want to be out there no matter what, but the fact that it is Green Bay, it's week 1, does that add a lot of fuel to your fire?
Oh yeah, it definitely does. I didn't get to play last year, the second game here in Chicago, so I didn't really get to feel the vibes. I wasn't even at the stadium, but now I can't. I'm waiting. I'm itching. It's Packers week, so I know it's gonna be live in the stadium. Fans everywhere. It's gonna be loud. People hate Green Bay. I hate Green Bay. So I can't wait. They didn't get to see me last year. They're gonna get to see me this year though. People hate Green Bay. I hate Green Bay.
All right, what's up, NASCAR fans? I don't know about y'all, but this President Obama is pissing me off. So I'm gonna do some dip and speak my mind. Today I'm gonna be dipping Vagisil regular strength anti-itch cream. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's a big digger right there. So I'm pretty pissed off what I found out. I found out this Obama wants to put a bigger tax on gasoline.
You know, that's when all the news came in about being in the South Park episode. Something about being poor and stupid was the theme of the episode.
Bring it on, Earhart. You scared of the competition? I'm just as poor and stupid as you. I'm gonna drive and I'm gonna go fast and I'm gonna turn to the left sometimes.
Can we just get back to the subject of racing, please?
Oh, bring it on, Danica. You dumb bitch think I can't steer left better than you?
Bring a towel. When you get out of the water, you need to dry off right away to avoid catching a cold. That's why Tally says, don't forget to bring a towel.
Okay. Thanks, Tally.
You want to get high?
No.
In the building. We are in the building. Welcome. Silver Black.
Mouthpiece included. TATN.
Better guard your grill. TATN.
Mouthpiece included. TATN. Better guard your grill.
TATN. Mouthpiece included. TATN. Better guard your grill. TATN. Mouthpiece included. Better guard your grill. Hey, the link is pinned in the chat, y'all. Pull up. Let's talk about it. Welcome to another edition of Mouthpiece Included. This is the podcast where we talk politics. That's a fusion of sports, politics, and everything between. The Bears. We're in a pivotal moment in our franchise history. The ball club's got significant decisions looming over us in the future. At our quarterback position, our head coach selection, and team culture. We need some dogs. I like playing football. Of course you like playing football. I mean, you play football. Of course you like it. I like playing if I love the game. Do you love to win? Culture. After trading away former first-round pick Justin Fields to the Pittsburgh Steelers, fan favorite, I may say. I do remember the last 2 games last year. The fan base, the loyal fan base who overpays for these games, were shouting, "We want Justin." Talk about tone deaf. We want Justin. And this year they're saying, sell the team. Whew. Can't be good if you're Ryan Poles. if I'm in that position and gutsy, he's a gutsy, smug SOB. Pull the trigger on that. After trading away former first-round pick JF1 to the Steelers, the Bears are allegedly now considering, from our crack sources, whether to bring him back and or move forward with their new franchise quarterback, generational, Caleb Williams, aka Halter Top. This decision is not just about one player, as all the JF1 guys have been saying. Of course, we've been told that W's and L's are a quarterback stat. But this is more about the direction of our franchise. Do they want to take aim for a return to competitiveness? In addition to our quarterback dilemma, the Bears are also in the process of selecting a new head coach. The new coach will play a crucial role in shaping the team's strategy, game plans, and overall direction. The Bears are looking for a leader who can instill a winning mentality and bring out the best in their players and hold them accountable and tell them to stop running out of bounds. This selection process is being closely watched by fans like myself, analysts like our co-hosts, as it will set the tone for our team's future. I'm tired of waiting. Alongside these major decisions, the Bears are also focused on building a new culture within the organization. The goal is to create an environment where players feel motivated, supported, held accountable, and united in all of our Chicagoans' pursuit of excellence. This new culture will be essential in fostering a sense of belonging, as we know from the street, and commitment among the team members, ultimately leading to better performance on the field. And we need somebody to tell them to shut up. We need someone to tell them to take a big cup of STFU. You got Jalen Johnson on the show, chiming in on what he wants from the next coach. And you should want the next coach to tell you to STFU. That's what you should want. As the Bears navigate these critical changes, the entire organization is under the microscope once again. The decisions made in the coming months will not only impact our upcoming season, but will also shape the future of the franchise for years to come. Bear Down fans are eagerly awaiting these announcements, hoping for a resurgence of the Bears as a dominant force in the National Football League that we created. R.I.P. Bryant Gumbel, Chicago cat, Hyde Parker. And R.I.P. President Jimmy Carter, humanitarian. Rest up, condolences to their families. Get ready for an episode packed with insight, predictions, thought-provoking discussions. Once again, the link is pinned in the chat. Just click on that and you can pop up. Plus, we'll cover some of the hottest political topics making headlines right now. I don't think we're going to get into that. So stand down, stand back, stand by, or pull up. But if you do pull up, don't forget to bring your mouthpiece. Do us a big favor, smash that like button. The views expressed in today's podcast are those of the hosts and guests and are not necessarily reflective of TATN or any of its affiliates. So grab your mouthpiece and let's get it started.
TATN.
Big Ace is in the building. TATN.
Like, share, subscribe. TATN. Mouthpiece Incl. No Wins Association. That's what I'm repping today, the No Wins Association.
I like that. No wuss association.
Definitely. What up, my brother?
Hey man, that was your Festivus or your Mithras How was your Mithras celebration there, fella?
Had a good time with the family. Drank plenty of. Let me see. What was the first night? Tequila. Yeah, drank plenty of tequila both nights. So it was a tequila
Got it off the bottom shelf.
Festivus. No, it wasn't the bottom shelf. It was on the middle shelf, but it was on sale, and we had a great time. One and all. It was my first cousin's birthday. Shout out to my man Mel, made the big faux tray. And yeah, we had a good time, man. You know, kicking in. My mom came in from Baltimore and hung out with us till 2 in the morning.
Nice.
I was like, Mom, it's time to go home. Oh, okay. And she doesn't even drink, so you know. It was a good time. We had a good time at all. We were playing all those Christmas reindeer games, and you know, my side of the family. Then we went to the other side of the family, and I had a good time the next night too. So, Merry Festivus to everybody, and to all a good night. Everything was good. How about you?
Yeah, bro. We had a friends miss, bro. Went to some of the wife's friends. A lot of people in the Hollywood industry.
All
you
right.
know, good time, man. The host created a game he made up. It's pretty fun. He called it Illusions. I changed it to Delusions. We'll break it down later, but
All right.
good music, bro. You know, good food. So yeah, and booze.
We're gonna party tonight. Yeah, it was a good time, man. I love those family holidays. You get to well, my family's together every holiday, so you know, I enjoy that until we can't enjoy it no more. So
Bro, have you ever had a peanut butter whiskey called Screwball?
yeah, I got some in the garage right now.
Yeah, all right. We're keeping all your secrets to yourself, huh?
Yeah, I don't like it. It was I think it was on a discount shelf. So my wife bought it, and you know, I've been drinking it till it's almost gone. It's been a couple of years since we had the bottle.
Yeah, it's pretty smooth, man. I like it. I mean, I what I would do is cut it with my Uncle Nearest.
Cut it.
Yeah. I cut it with some Uncle Nearest, bro. I'm gonna put that together and put it in a bottle and repackage it.
All
You
right.
know, yeah,
That
like
sounds
they
like
do,
a plan.
like they do religions over the
Yeah,
years.
I drink it when I run out of all the other whiskey, the corn whiskey, and the what else do I drink? The Jameson. I don't have any more liquor in the house. I don't want to go to the store. I go ahead and head out to the garage and pick up that bottle of Screwball that's sitting right out there, and you know, do my thing.
Speaking of Screwball, are you gonna teach Deuce the Screwball, bro? What's does he have a knuckler? What does he have
You got a knuckle.
outside of the heat? Oh, he's got the knuckle.
Yeah,
I'm a proponent of the knuckler, bro.
he throws a knuckleball and a changeup. He's working on the changeup, but he's that knuckleball.
Oh,
That one was mesmerized when he threw it.
yeah.
That was right down the middle. There's nothing they can do.
Swinging early. You could throw, man, you could throw the knuckle. You could be a knuckler at 50.
Yeah.
They're throwing that knuckleball.
Yeah, he throws a knuckleball. That's been his off speed pitch. I started him on the changeup, but his hands weren't big enough at the time. But he's been working on it. But you know, ball, yeah, he likes throwing that sometimes.
All right. Big ups to Deuce and all the Jackie Robinson cats. All right, so full disclosure, this is the first game I haven't watched in a couple years. I did not watch the Seattle game. Had zero interest. Was out getting to the bag, and I said, I'll monitor it. And I said, if it gets to a point where, oh man, I'm missing something, bro, I would be looking at it, and it'd be 2nd and 4, and then the next thing would say 3rd and 15. I'm like, oh, the same stuff is going on, bro. But give me your overall. Let's start with the positives. What was positive about the game?
The weather was good in Chicago that night.
Well, the defense, you can't. The defense had to have done something.
Seattle is horrible.
Yeah, but they held them to 6 points.
Yeah, they held us to 3 points, so that means we're horrible too. I mean, that game was terrible, man. On both sides. I know you look for positives in a game. You want to go You want to lead the game and say, defense played well.
Yeah.
That team, man, that game was horrible. If it's the battle of the battle of the bums. What do you have in some of those tournaments? The battle of the bums. That game on national television was the battle of the bums. Now, if you want to say it's a defensive struggle, we can say that, but between smoking cigars and sipping on a cognac, that game was terrible. And both of those teams played terrible, and they both should be ashamed for representing the National Football League and the way they were playing football on Thursday night.
All right. So were you seeing any hard hits by the defense? Did anybody stand out? Any interceptions? Any forced fumbles? Like, how are we holding them to 6 points?
We held them to 6 points because they were terrible.
All right. So you didn't see any flash plays out of our defense that made you say, "Oh, there's hope."
I mean, we had a couple plays. We forced a fumble here and there. We did, interceptions. It's the usual. And anytime we do something, I'm sitting there waiting for the officials of the NFL to call it back.
Man, bro.
I'm sitting there.
Man, bro. Every time we get a big play, they manage to call a penalty, bro.
It's gonna be a flag. So, it's nothing to be excited about in the Bears game because if we get a big play, it's going to be a flag, whether it's on offense or defense. And, it held true again for this particular game. We scored a touchdown on defense and they called it back because of a penalty. So,
well, the fans I think this is a positive. The fan base was shouting, "Sell the team," and they went and got right by the NBC mics or whatever network's putting it up, so that the world could hear it. I think that's a positive.
You want them to sell the team? They're not going to sell the team.
No. But it's positive that the fan base is grumpy, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And when you juxtapose that last year, we're screaming, "We want Justin."
So that tells you they don't listen to the fan base.
Yeah.
At all. Yeah. They got rid of Justin.
Yeah.
They're going to sell the team. I don't know if I sent you the chart of what I don't think I did. I'm sorry.
You sent me some charts. Well, go ahead.
What teams pay for the franchises.
Oh no, you didn't send it. Go ahead though.
That one, and I think I meant to send it to you and I lost it.
It's all good.
But the Bears paid $100 in 1920 for this franchise. So that lets you know that the McCaskies and whoever is running this team right now didn't pay jack squat for this franchise, and every dollar that they're making is bonus money. So there's no reason for them to sell the team. I think the TV contract they get from the NFL has got to be in excess of $600 million every year. So yeah, there's no reason to sell the team.
Big up Sean Pitts in the chat. Sean Pitts said, "Justin Fields back in Chicago would make my day."
That's what's up. Absolutely. You should have never left. We had the haul. Even if you wanted this kid, we could have there's so many things we could have did. I went on my rant last week about how our general manager has no idea what the hell he's doing. And I'm going to try and refrain from going on that rant again this week. But our general manager has no idea what the hell he's doing. He got enamored by, he probably watched our podcast and then stopped watching it after that when we said who was tanking for Caleb. But he doesn't know what he's doing at all.
Yeah. 100% on that. 100%. A red flag went up when he said he was using some sort of computer model to be smarter than everybody on draft day.
Yeah, how'd that work out?
Yeah. All right. Just to let you know, I told this is the sound of a ram. When people start ramming points of view in this show, we're just gonna.
If you're using a computer,
yeah, it's a pet peeve of mine. Keep bringing up.
How do you end up with the damn the head coach's caddy's son as your third round pick, and you put him out there not in the first week of the season, but the end of the season,
Mm-hmm.
and it's obvious that he has no idea how to play tackle in the NFL.
But you put him out there anyway, and then he's not even dressed for the last game, and your tackle gets hurt, and he's not available. Like, what's going on?
Yeah. You drafted him in the third round. Yeah, he had a bad first game. Put him back out there and see what the hell he can do. If we need to get rid of this guy at the end of the season, we know we need to get rid of this guy. Now, the current rumors are, of course, on your guy.
Who that?
What's his name? Ryan Poles. The current rumors are that he's going to be out.
We ran this video. We were talking about this 9 months ago. But go ahead, tell us about what the local media is saying. These meatheads in our media, it takes them so long to get to where we are. But go ahead, bro.
Yeah, all the ones have been yelling and holding his strap that never played in the NFL, talking about let him cook. Oh, he's doing a great job. It looks like we're going to probably end up with the same record as the damn Carolina Panthers after our fleecing of their draft picks. It looks like that it's imminent that he's going to be fired at the end of this week on Black Monday after the Bears lose their final game to the Green Bay Packers, so that the new head coach is mirrored as far as contract and philosophy with the next general manager of the Chicago Bears. We saw this while, they had the conference after they fired Flus and had Poles in the dunce seat, sitting over on the side, listening to his boss tell the media and all of the Chicago fans that, we're going in a different direction. We want to find a leader of men throughout the franchise. We're trying to change the culture around here. And he's sitting over there in the damn dunce seat as a general manager of football operations with nothing to say until his boss gets through scolding what the hell didn't happen this entire season. And, I think it's obvious to him, and I think Kevin Warren watches us, but it's obvious to him as well as to the fans of Chicago that this guy has no idea what he's doing. We look at Monday Night Football. Was that Monday night? Whatever they played the Vikings, Thursday Night Football. They show their general manager and they're talking about him, about how he's still working the phones and doing what he could all the way up to the end of the deadline and looking for players on the street that want to play football and doing what he can to improve the team for a team that was supposed to finish last in the North. And, now they're challenging to be the number one team in the NFC. And this guy's working the phones trying to make the team better as much as he can. You let some players go, but you're bringing in talent to replace them. You're doing things that help your team and make it better. And, I think
with that guard we brought in, bro, the league knew he was trash.
Davis, yeah.
Yeah, the league knew he had quit. Yeah.
We gave him $30 million.
Well, he came around and said he loves football. See, Poles dropped his gun when he came through the window, proverbially. He likes to go and podcast and go on national TV and say, I only like guys who love football. Never said he wants guys who wants to win. So, bro, if I'm an agent, I'm just going to tell you, hey, just go in there and talk about how much you like football, talk about how much you love football. All these guys, you don't love football. You're not putting your head in there.
Yeah, I love football. I love football. Yeah.
Football's been very good to me.
30 million. I love football. I love the game.
All right. What grade are you giving the offense? This is all on you. I didn't watch it.
F.
All right. Defense.
I give him a C.
Man, you mentioned something about causing fumbles. Who caused a fumble on defense?
I don't remember, man. That game is so.
Did we get any sacks?
Yeah, I think we got maybe a couple. We got a couple sacks.
All right.
I mean, that game was terrible.
Special teams.
Smith looked terrible. I mean, special teams, yeah, our punter looked punterish like he did every game.
Generational punter.
He's a generational punter, yeah. But then and Tyler Scott did his thing on running the kicks back.
Oh yeah, Tyler Scott that they decided to finally use. You know,
I don't know. I don't know what's going on with this franchise, man.
I don't either, bro.
You got these players on your roster you don't want to use. You got Keenan Allen and Roma Dunze and DJ Moore, but none of those guys take the top off of a defense. You got so many plays that you're running in the game. You got a quarterback that wants to throw the ball to 80 damn yards. At least, take a couple of shots down the field a game and let him throw the ball out there to Tyler Scott on a double move or whatever the hell you got to do.
Yeah, so you can stretch the field.
Yeah, but
But we got some data that you sent earlier about his deep ball percentage.
Accuracy.
Yeah, but that don't mean they're looking at analytics like we can't throw the deep ball because this guy sucks at it. No,
Yeah.
But that was a knock on Justin. They used to lie and say he couldn't throw the deep ball, and he was actually one of the best deep ball quarterbacks in the league.
Yeah, Justin just didn't have the the time and the talent to throw to. Now you increase the talent, and now you want to say this guy doesn't have enough time. It's the offensive line. Once we clean up the offensive line, he's going to be generational.
Oh, yeah. It's the coaching, it's the offensive coordinator, and then when people are saying that for JF1, we're making excuses. So special teams, what grade did you give it?
C.
Coaching.
Yeah, coaching was an
F. Quarterback play.
F.
Generation. You gave him an F?
Yeah.
All right. Overall grade of that you
D.
That you D?
Yeah.
A lot of F's. You're a generous grader there.
Yeah.
With the defense. Yeah, for the D. Yeah. And the special teams. Yeah.
Yeah, I give him a D.
All right. Scapegoat of the week. Ryan Poles.
Scapegoat of this week.
No, I have to say generational halter top.
Yeah. Because Pauls can't be the scapegoat of the week because he did the cooking. He put the recipe together and cooked and put this crap pie that we see every week out there. So he can't be the scapegoat because he did
it. But he went on the podcast and said our problem started in camp, which we've been saying for years. You're the freaking boss.
Yeah.
You're the boss. You're at camp.
Yeah.
If you had a problem with what was going on in camp, why didn't you do something about it then and you come out all smug in week 6 freaking 17? Oh yeah, our problem stemmed camp. You know what I mean? Like what?
Yeah, I noticed that in camp. Yeah, it's the end of the season, you son of a biscuit eater. The hell you mean you noticed it in camp?
Why didn't you say that week 1 on your podcast that you go on during the camp and say, hey, why didn't you say it on that show I haven't watched? What's the name of it? The NFL and
Hard Knocks.
Yeah, why didn't you say it on Hard Knocks? Why didn't you get out there on Hard Knocks and say, hey, man, what y'all doing in camp ain't working? Right. You know what I'm saying?
Why didn't you say you didn't believe in this coaching during Hard Knocks? Instead, you come out at the end of last season and give them a vote of confidence, and you come out this season and give them a vote of confidence, then you fire them 2 weeks later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Who was your game MVP? You had to pick one. It could be a defensive player.
The punter.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. Good job, Ryan Poles, using the 4th round pick on the generational punter who your generational quarterback tweeted on draft day. You won't be punting much. He's bulletin board material. This guy rolls out of bed, what can I do to put on the NFL's bulletin board so they can want to smack the crap out of me and the rest won't want to
crap on Hard Knocks. Like, don't worry about it, guy. You won't be punting much this year. Our offense is going to be rolling, unstoppable, unbelievable, historical, generational. You won't be.
They said he was horrible in the 7-on-7s.
Nah.
At camp. Horrible. Now, why are you saying things like you won't be punting and you know you're horrible in practice.
He's going to flip the switch.
Yeah. Remember the excuses he was making earlier? Well, I haven't played football in over a year. Nobody else has either.
he's going to flip the switch, and all of a sudden, there's nobody going to be able to stop him and the weapons that Ryan Poles has acquired to win football games here in Chicago. That's what he was saying.
All right. Can I get an FGB?
Definitely FGB.
So we're going into Packers week here. Where's this game at? Soldier Field, or is it in Cheese?
No, we're going to Cheese Land for this game.
All right. So I need to get your prediction on this game there, fella.
Loss.
Well, in the chat, you guys predict the Green Bay score and the who's going to win. I'm going to pull up the Vegas line on it right now. So you got them losing. The Bears losing.
28-17.
Okay. Vegas line. You said what now?
28-17. I think they're playing right now. They beat the brakes off the Saints last week. Let me see what they're doing right now.
All right. So the Packers are favored by 5.5 points. So
yeah, they'll cover that even.
The over-under is 40.5 total points scored. So let me put your score in our text thread. All right. You got Bears. One more time, man.
28, Green Bay, Bears 17.
Bears 17.
And you know how much I hate the damn Packers.
Yeah, we've never picked the Packers to win. And you got 28. All right.
Everybody's playing for something next week, allegedly. Well, actually, we'll see how it shakes out at the end of today. But I think everybody's playing for something next week, except for the Bears.
I got the Bears 13, FGB 20.
Okay.
So that's ace. All right, you guys. And we'd love to hear who you guys are picking in that game so we can have it on record. We need to get it on record. All right, there, fella. All right, let's go with our NFL Final Four predictions before we get on topic. NFL Final Four predictions. Who do you have in the AFC Championship game there, fella?
You know, I got KC in the AFC Championship, man. KC and
KC.
You got to see the bracket. Well, we don't really know the brackets now.
Yeah.
I think KC and my guys, Baltimore.
Buffalo. Oh, the Ravens. You're going with the quarterback.
Yeah.
Who's your NFC?
NFC, Jalen Hurts is hurt.
Is he for the season?
No, but he's got to play week one of the playoffs. They're not going to get a bye. So they're going to rest him this week and next week. So,
Hold on. Well, while you thinking, let me give my AFC.
All right.
I'm going with KC, and I'm going with Drop Dead Gorgeous. Rematch last year, I think. Bills. Okay. I'm going KC versus the Bills.
I'm looking at NFC. Ooh. Tight. NFC. You got to have somebody out of the North division.
Yeah, NFC, I'm going with Detroit. And then I'm going with the Eagles. Interesting fact, bro. This narrative about modern day football and getting the ball out quick. First off, if you want a guy who can get the ball out quick, draft a guy who gets the ball out quick.
In the arena,
Well, I'm saying you just I'm saying if they're a college player and they might not be the best generational talent, but you want a guy who gets the ball out quick, you got to have players who naturally get the ball out quick. Some players hold the ball. That doesn't mean that they're bad quarterbacks. To that point, Jalen Hurts holds the ball the longest in the NFL this year, in the last few seasons, holding that ball. And they've been to the Super Bowl, and all they do is go to the playoffs, and they're in a great position. I'm just arguing that this thing that you got to have somebody who can do a step back and get the ball out quick is the only way you can win in modern day football, which we've been saying is a load of BS. It's the same thing that happened to the NBA. You had to be able to shoot the three. Now your viewership is down because you've made it a boring, boring game. Remember, we used to come to MP and all of the pinks would be in there, and then we come in there and beat the brakes off of them, and the whole game went to a whole different thing. Then the flying the line out would come in there, and they're throwing alley oops, and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was exciting.
Yeah,
Not boring.
Basketball.
Yes. So I say that to say, if you want a 3-point shooting point guard, you don't draft someone who can't shoot the three, who's proven it all throughout his career and say, oh, we can show him what the other coaches can't show him. No, you got to get a guy who naturally likes to get the ball out, who naturally likes to hit the check down. You got to get a guy like that. Don't draft somebody who's been holding the ball in high school, college, longer than anyone.
Yeah. Or if you do, you gotta get it. You gotta get an offensive line that allows them to hold the ball, and you got to coach them up to get rid of it sooner or later. Not to protect his stats, not to worry about his stats in garbage time, and hit the check downs and the things that may matriculate the ball down the field so you can score. Have him watch a Patty Mahomes video. I mean, Patty Mahomes holds the ball, but when his guys come open, he hits them with the ball.
My analogy would be you're going to hire someone who's been late. You talk to a previous reference. The guy's late all the time, but he's a hell of a player. He's a hell of an employee.
Mm-hmm.
You don't hire that guy and then expect this guy to at some point be at work all the time.
Yeah.
You don't.
And early.
No. It's something in their nature. That's just the way they approach life and they approach the game. It doesn't make them bad people. It just means they're different. And we have a way of getting players who have held the ball, and that's the way they play. And then we get them and we say, oh, he's holding on to the ball too long. Yeah, stupid.
We're going to coach that out of him.
Yeah, we're going to coach it out of him. We're going to bring in a quarterback whisperer who turned around Geno Smith, who you just said was awful against the Bears.
God awful on Thursday night. Yes. Yeah.
All right. So we need your pick. NFC championship.
I'm going to the Norris division. I'm going
all Norris?
Yeah. Detroit, Minnesota.
But we're supposed to be taking that division and never giving it back.
Yeah, we're far from that. Far from that. We're seventh playoff spot, let alone taking the damn division.
So you're going with the other overall first round pick, and then so they're saying that they're going to move off of him for this rookie. I don't know what the NFL is doing, man. If you got a guy that was drafted number 1 overall and he's doing everything you ask and your team is winning games, like San Francisco had no problem going with Mr. Irrelevant.
Yeah, and you got a rookie that got hurt in the damn preseason. You got a guy there's economics and analytics and all that crap that has nothing to do with winning. They figure that the coach can quarterback whisper the rookie that's been, sitting on the sideline all year, and he'll take him to the next level, just like this guy who's been through the ups and downs of learning how to be an NFL quarterback.
Correct.
Yeah. And they're gonna go with this rookie contract and they'll be fine.
Sounds like what the Bears did.
Yeah. We have no interest in this guy who won 7 games this year, may be able to get us to the playoffs next year. We're gonna bring in this rookie from college and give him all the weapons. And with all these weapons, he'll be able to get us to the playoffs
You mean the guy who had DJ Moore looking like a Hall of Famer?
Yeah, we didn't need him. No interest.
Because Cole Kmet didn't like him.
Yeah, we got to pay him $4 million this year, and we can't pay him $4 million and $5 million this year, and pay our rookie number 1 overall pick $6 million this year, and it makes sense. It's not going to make sense. His feelings are going to be hurt if you have a quarterback here.
Yeah. People are always talking about what you can't do. You can't draft a quarterback number 1 in the first round and sit him, or number 1 overall and sit him. Yes, you can. It's based upon what he's showing you out there in the 7-on-7s.
Yeah, he couldn't do it. He couldn't get it done. So let him hold the clipboard or back up your quarterback. Mainly needs to hold the damn clipboard. And if Jab wasn't getting it done, which I know he would have this season with these weapons that he has and his ability to break out and run the damn football, then you can bring in Bilbo and let him get a different look at it. But let the kids sit, let them learn what NFL football is, and then probably next year or later on in the season, if your season isn't successful, then you can bring them out. Everybody's great.
And like they did with Michael Penix, who I wanted us to draft, take the Hall, still can come in with a Michael Penix, keep a JF1, and you got Michael Penix with this. Well, and we'll get into that. We're about to get into it, but I wanted to show y'all some data, because we know we're in a data-driven society now. Analytics. Yeah. So we're gonna go ahead, and we're just gonna show you guys what the fuck is going on. Some data. Why is this so dark?
Yeah.
All right, this is going to be dark.
Darkness, Charlie Murphy.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, Charlie Murphy.
Darkness. All right, so this is going to be dark, but I'll break it down. This is what Ace had brought up when our other co-host, Dezo's gushing over all those rookie quarterbacks.
Uh-huh.
Quarterbacks drafted number 1 since 2016. Generational Caleb, 4-12.
Yeah.
Bryce, 2-14.
Oh boy.
Trevor, this is the rookie season, 3-14.
Uh-huh.
Joe Burrow started 2-7-1, but at the end of the season, he started collecting some victories.
He was on the bench.
Kyler's, after he stopped playing the video games, he was 5-10-1, and everybody said he was a bust. Baker was 6-7. Drop Dead Golf was 0-7. He started 0-7. Okay. So that being said, year 2, Drop Dead Gorgeous Trevor made the playoffs. Year 2, Drop Dead Gorgeous Burrow made the playoffs. Kyler made it in year 3. Baker made it in year 3. Golf made it in year 2. Bryce and Caleb. This is what we're questioning here. So now, if he's generational, which Burrow and Trevor, you can say, okay, they're different. We should be going to the playoffs next season with this generational kid. Has he shown you? And do you have any reason to believe at this point that this team could get to the playoffs next year, bro?
Well, another stat on that chart showed that the majority of those players, coaches were fired that first year, and they brought in somebody else to change the direction of the organization and get them to the playoffs.
You're right.
And we could have done that in this past off season and maybe had a better shot at making it to the playoffs, or somebody that can teach this kid how to play NFL football, but we didn't do it. So now
playoffs. You kidding me?
Now we're doing it this year. Maybe it'll be a collection of the general manager and the coaching staff getting fired, and we can move on to take the North and never give it back.
Yeah. All right, so let's look at another slide here.
All right.
Karen. Okay.
All right, Karen.
This is from Sportskeeda Pro Football. Chicago Bears generational rookie quarterback, Colored Williams, is reportedly, quote, struggling, end quote, with snap counts and reading defenses during practices. Okay. Several NFL scouts reportedly believe the game is moving too fast. He ain't processing.
We'll throw everything at him. He can handle it.
At times for Williams to comprehend. And he has taken 67 sacks. He's on pace to break a record.
Yeah.
So, a lot of these, when we say, oh, the offensive line is jumping and why the receivers having false starts, because this generational guy got in there and changed up the snap count. And like, why is this center false starting? Because this generational dude is getting up there and then he's losing his mind, apparently, when the defense starts showing blitz. Yeah.
Yeah, cadence and jumping in and backing out. And he doesn't know what to do. Yeah.
He could have learned all of this. To our point, you asked when they put that roster together for this season, you were concerned that we didn't have a veteran guy to show this guy how to be a quarterback in the NFL in the locker room.
Yeah. I mean, your veteran is a second-year quarterback in Bilbo who needs some more experience himself as a NFL quarterback. And, that.
And your quarterback's coach was a former running back. Go ahead.
Yeah, and we had JF1 here. And I don't know when all these feelings and emotions and, how the guy behind the guy is going to feel if you bring in another quarterback, or the guy that is the quarterback going to be feel is going
to. As a coach, though.
Yeah.
You're a coach. Isn't that good for practice and team culture, having people competing for the same position, two good players competing?
Yeah. Well, the coach didn't want to compete as a coach. He didn't want his incoming offensive coordinator to have a bigger personality and more moxie than him. So he went and got somebody that was poor and stupid and brought him in as an offensive coordinator. And here we are, 7-8 weeks into the season, and you got to fire this damn guy. And it was supposed to be his decision and Poles' decision. So again, Ryan Poles, this is another check mark on your resume of not knowing what the hell you're doing.
I don't see King Poles all over the internet anymore. It'll probably be Queen Poles. I mean, people have moved off that guy pretty quickly, bro.
They were letting him cook. He was Chef Poles. He was cooking.
Yeah, but I mean, this makes it tougher on the copper colors. The Hallis family / McCaskies, they had trouble bringing in Brain Trust being colored. Yeah. They got rid of colored Smith, Lovey Smith. You know what I mean?
Lovey Smith took him to a Super Bowl.
That's all he did.
Yeah.
That's all he did, and get to the playoffs every year except one in that season. I mean, he was literally like Tomlin. All he did was finish above 500 and flirt with the playoffs.
Yeah.
With bums at the helm.
They ended up 10-6, and it's not good enough.
But Lovey could evaluate defensive talent.
Yeah.
And it didn't matter where they were drafted.
Yeah. He knew if they could play or not. And if they couldn't play, he didn't want them.
You made a point last week. What's our drop dead gorgeous linebacker, which I didn't understand. We used a whole season with the our third linebacker. What's his name?
Sanborn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was hitting. He was a bear. He's putting his head in there. He played a whole season as a rookie. He wasn't as fast and didn't have as long arms as this guy, but he was making the reads and breaking and doing what inside linebackers do. And then we go out and use draft capital and pay this guy money that we didn't have to do because you had a linebacker.
Mm-hmm.
You could have just got a poor and stupid guy off the ice cream truck to be your backup, you know what I mean? To do what this dude Edmonds is doing. And I've been on Edmonds' bum for a long time, bro.
Well, the local media is as well, saying, he's
finally
a lot of money to do a job, and he is definitely not doing it. And we shipped Roquan out of town, thinking that this guy, replace him with this guy. And this guy
he was bad for culture. And And Ryan Poles came out there and said about Roquan. Now you making me remember. Sorry to cut you off. He said that one of the problems he had was how public and how much he was talking about the negotiations and stuff. When Ryan Poles, that's all. Yeah, and then a smack in the face. His whole team yaps.
Everybody's yapping every damn week, all over the podcast, all over the radio stations, all over the television stations. Every damn week, everybody's yapping about everything, whether it's the coaching or their teammates or the coaches' wives or whatever the hell they think they can talk about. The game plans, and this guy got rid of Roquan because he was yapping about you lying to him about his damn contract.
Correct. And he was his own agent. So, you know what I mean? Who else is going to talk if he doesn't?
Right.
Yeah.
He's all pro. We didn't need him.
He was a bear.
Oh, yeah.
From day one.
He was leading the league in damn tackles. No interest.
Yeah, but if you want to tank for a generational and bring in all your guys, and you're giving us 4, like, bro, 4 and 13, bro. I mean, you've been making a point. 4 and 13, bro. You got to go.
You gotta go.
I mean, I'm watching other teams rebuild. It don't take this long.
Yeah, and we said it last year. If this damn Justin experiment that you said had to take place, and you had to get rid of Justin, you had to bring in a generational quarterback, and you brought in talent, and you're cooking, you're doing this, and you're bringing all these players in,
and you kept Flus,
and you gave him a vote of confidence at the end of the season. You had him at the press conference, which you're rubbing your damn bum while you're talking to the local media about how this next season is going to go, and we're looking at the quarterback position. And yes, we're looking at all the options, and you didn't even bring in Jaden Daniels, even and talk to him. And you had your
they didn't even talk to Harbaugh.
You didn't talk to Harbaugh because your damn president of the team had some prior feelings about him.
But on the other hand, the president of the team loved JF1, and you got rid of him.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, I think those are, the more I look into it, it's probably more Poles' decisions.
Yeah. Yeah. And I take anything he says with a grain of salt. Even
Roquan called him a liar, and you called him a liar shortly after that. Go ahead, bro.
Even this narrative he's putting out about George McCaskey told me, I couldn't fire Flus and blah, blah, blah. What is George McCaskey going to come out and say after that? I just advised him that I didn't want to be paying a couple coaches at the same time. He is a general manager of football, but I think he's lying about that situation as well.
All right. So the topic is Bears consider picking up JF1, new head coach, new culture. What culture? As a lifelong Bear fan, bro, probably second generational Bear fan at least.
Mm.
What culture? First of all, are your sons Bears fans?
No.
Okay.
It's been so bad.
I understand. We've been like the Bengals were back in the day. I understand.
Well, they're baseball players. The older one he's not really into football.
Yeah.
And T just doesn't like losers. So, yeah.
That's fair. That's fair. Yeah. What culture would you like to see? You're the GM. We talk culture. And what coaches do you have in mind do you think could instill such a culture? You sent me a great clip of the Lions Parcells saying all the stuff we've been saying, but we're dinosaurs. We're old school.
The people that are available, I don't know. I'd have to talk to all of these.
They're all available if you put the right package together. There's rumors that the Rams coach is available.
Yeah. I would definitely be interested in bringing in Tomlin to steady my organization. Whatever we got to do to put a package together and send them out there. But the Rooneys, the Rooney's got a little say here in the NFL.
What is culture though? What culture would you like to see in the Chicago Bears? Is it like the '85 Bears were?
Yeah, I mean, I want the Bears to go back to bringing in football players. You know, when we were younger in the '80s, and I can't even say the damn '90s; they suck so bad. But the '80s, they had football players all over the damn place. Even once they finally got the offensive line right with the Jimbo Coverts and the Keith Van Horns and the Tom Thayers and those guys of the world, where they were able to protect the quarterback and protect Walter Payton and pick up yardage, even though some of his play calling was yet to be desired. But they still have football players all over the place, like on offense and defense. Both lines had Hall of Famers all up and down the lines, and they all didn't come from Power 5 schools. They all didn't come from
No, they didn't.
big name Division I schools. They went out and found some damn football players, some guys that wanted to play football. Well, what school did Dennis Rentry come from? We know he's a damn football player.
And they wasn't hurt all the time. And let me continue on, but I want to say this. People talk about the '85 Bears in a vacuum. That '84 team was good. That '86 team was good. Go back and look at it. They won a lot of football games. And I swear they weren't running out of bounds like I don't know, pansies.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, they know they needed these extra yards, and they were playing on damn concrete. That crap they were playing on before they changed back and went to natural grass. They were playing on concrete and had turf above the damn concrete. And they were out there playing football. But I think they just need to get back to improving the line, which I thought your general manager would do.
I thought that would be number one on his list.
Yeah, as a former offensive lineman
who came up under KC's head coach, who's a former offensive lineman.
Right. I mean, everybody knows you got to be stout in the trenches. And if he'd have been getting stout in the trenches while we were accumulating picks to get to the number one, well, we had the number one draft pick 2 years in a row. How come we're not better in the trenches?
Because he's using nonsense capital on the trenches. Yeah. And because he has a certain body type he likes, to your point, that's like, you meet some 304 and she's got the body type you like, but she's a harlot.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like it doesn't, you're better off finding someone who could be more like a soulmate.
Yeah. I mean, and there's linemen that they passed over, even in this past year when they had a bunch of financial capital and availability to get players, and they went out and got bums. I mean, that haven't even played, or they have played and they've just been getting pushed around on the field. And we got Darnell Wright as our right tackle, and the kid look like he's going to be good. Hopefully he stays here. But Jalen Carter, to your point, when we passed over him, he fell into our lap at that position. It's going to be a hell of a three technique, which your coach said he needed to make his defense generational. So
wasn't I mad about that?
Absolutely.
And you're doing it for a right guard as opposed to a left guard, and you're drafting these right-handed quarterbacks, bro, who can move.
Now, if you'd have did that and maybe drafted Penix, we would have had a first round right tackle and a left-handed quarterback, as opposed to getting a right-handed quarterback that holds the ball all damn day and trying to figure out what the damn defense is doing, which is going to happen with rookies. And we could have kept JF1 and had Penix work behind JF1 till he learned what the hell was going on out there on the football field. But yeah, I mean, this is small. This is simple stuff. This is stuff that your general manager and your coach should know and should be conferring together to make happen for your football team and create a culture of winning. But, nobody knows what they're doing up there, and that's quite evident. Nobody. I mean, damn. The only guy I got trust in was the equipment guy, Tony Medlin, but he messed around and left the C off of one of the players, one of the 20 coaches' jerseys at one of the other games, about 2 games ago, left Jalen Johnson C off his jersey, but it probably wasn't his fault. But nobody knows what they're doing. Nobody is instilling winning culture into these players. And if nobody's doing it, you count on them to do it themselves. And as we can see, they can't do it themselves, no matter what the hell they tell the media or their friends or people on podcasts. They just can't do it. So
how do you feel about the narrative? We've got to get an offensive mind in here. Now, I will say Papa Bear Hallis was an offensive mind. Longest tenured coach in NFL history. Of course, he's the owner. He's not going to fire himself. Rest up. And then we got another one. But of course, what's his name was the defensive mind. Bill Belichick. Harbaugh's an offensive mind. So do we need an offensive mind, or do you feel like we just need the best head coach?
I think we need the best head coach that has a offensive mind and the ability to decipher defenses and figure, or has relationships with people that can bring in a good defensive coach to be good on that side of the ball. Special teams to be good with that phase of the ball. But you have a quarterback that they invested a #1 draft pick in, and who doesn't check down or doesn't know how to recognize how to get to second and manageable, or third and manageable, even fourth and manageable, such as 4th and 1, where we can push, or whatever the hell we need to do to get a first down.
Look at this graphic. Caleb has a completion percentage of 35.6% on throws of 10 plus yards. Out of the 530 quarterbacks that have 100 plus such attempts in a single season since 2000, that ranks him 520th. Can we just safely say, oh, he's a rookie? Is that?
No. That's not generational. You told me this guy was generational, and you got rid of my damn quarterback. Now, Dezo's not here this week to defend him, but those are his stats.
Those are the facts, bro. We said we needed at least 9 W's out of this team for this to make sense, and I told you, I would have told Ryan Poles, bro, you better give me 9 victories this season or all y'all gone if I was kept on.
Yeah.
We got a fan base shouting for this guy. He's a team favorite. You got rid of David Montgomery. He's out here shining. You got rid of Roquan. He's out here shining. Like, bro, I'm trusting you at the helm. And you're bringing in all these bum offensive linemen and questionable defensive guys. Like, come on, man.
You let some offensive linemen go that are maybe not all pro, but they're holding their own at their position.
Well, you fired every coach but the offensive line coach, and that was the worst part of your team for years.
Yeah. So he'll definitely be gone this year, as well as hopefully Poles, man. Like I said, the rumor is that he'll be gone at the end of next week, once the Bears acquire their final loss, as predicted here on TATN. Go Bears! But it is what it is. Your $100 million guy who I still like as a player, and DJ Moore said a couple of weeks ago he was looking forward to vacation. And even though they played well on defense, allegedly, this past Thursday night. Yeah, I think that, going up to Green Bay, if these guys don't put in a showing, which they know they need to possibly have a job next year in the NFL, whether it's on the Bears or on another team, that yeah, you got to clean house.
So Ben Johnson has allegedly said before he would take the job with the Bears, he needs the ownership to come out and basically talk negatively about themselves, or maybe speak some hard truths about how they've ruined the organization. Two questions: would you do that as an owner of your organization? Get castrated. They want him to come out. They want them to come out publicly. Like we could do that in a meeting, and I could tell you, hey, look, we realize, you know what I mean. But yeah, this guy seems pretty smug to me, and I don't know if that's going to work in Chicago.
That's not what owners do. Owners make money. Owners pay presidents of teams and general managers to find talent, whether it's offense, defense, and coaching.
And cultivate talent.
Yeah, and to win games and cultivate talent in their draft picks. But for you to call out the owner and say that the owner has to come out and take responsibility of what's going on here is that takes a lot of nuts. And I don't think it'll ever happen. And it might be the nail in the coffin for his ass not being here.
So, perfect world scenario. I'll throw McVay in the mix. I'll throw Tomlin in the mix. Vrabel, Pete Carroll, Ben Johnson. It's pretty much the names I've been hearing.
Brady.
I'll throw Lovie Smith in the mix.
Brady out of Buffalo.
Okay. So out of all those guys, give me two that you would have to be like, okay, you know what I mean? These are my two. I'll throw Ben Johnson on there without the team having to, come out and castrate themselves publicly. I'll take Ben Johnson. I'll throw him on the list.
I'll take Ben Johnson.
And Tomlin. Well, let's take Tomlin out of there.
Just give us three.
We'll get three. Ben Johnson, the guy at the Rams.
McVay.
And Tomlin.
McVay and Tomlin,
Yeah. And Tomlin's a defensive guy.
Yeah, but he's available, and he knows how to win football games. More importantly, you need a coach that knows how to win football games.
Run practices.
Yeah. Here in Chicago, we don't have any coaches that know how to win a football game, how to prepare a team to win a football game, and prepare a team that's healthy to get from the beginning of the season. If they're healthier in the end of the season, prepare them to be ready for the playoffs. And we don't have that here. So yeah. If Ben Johnson can do that, if Tomlin can do that, and McVay can do that, which are two Super Bowl winning coaches, then I would, I'd take them. Now, everybody wants to throw a man from Seattle in the mix. What's his name? The 73-year-old coach. But you got a rookie quarterback. I don't think that's a good fit for the Pete Carroll.
Pete Carroll, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I would love his experience, maybe as a advisor or something, but as your head coach, with a rookie quarterback, how long do you expect him to be available to coach your team? And he's got to bring in offensive coordinator, defense coordinator. Yeah, I don't think that scenario really works.
All right, so if you look at JF1 this season. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 games. 65.8 or 66% passing percentage. 1,106 yards passing. 5 touchdowns, 1 interception. 93.3 rating. So that's 6 games. You multiply that by 3. He was on pace to throw for 3,000 yards, 15 TDs, 3 interceptions.
Mm-hmm.
Now they never throw in.
His rushing stats.
They never throw that in.
Mm-hmm.
So if we were to add his rushing stats, which should matter. Let's see, QBR. I don't see it, but let's go to Caleb. Now, Caleb is on pace for 3,600 yards.
Mm-hmm.
He's got a 62% completion percentage with the 19 and the 6 and the 87.4. I think what people are discounting, bro, is what players mean to teams.
Yeah.
Like they were, most of them, except for maybe Komet, the team was rallying around Justin Fields. They weren't rallying around Flus or anything else.
Well, he was their leader. He was a team leader. He was a quarterback. He was a captain.
He was, man, he was putting in work with all those new receivers they brought in. Like, I don't hear one thing I don't hear about Caleb, and you heard it about Walter Payton. I'm talking about generational people, and don't tell me it's not fair. They called this guy generational. You heard it about Michael Jordan. You heard it about Tom Brady, their work ethic.
Yeah.
I don't hear anyone saying, yeah, this guy's working his bum off, though, and he's the first one in, he's the last one to leave.
Yeah.
No.
And we heard that every week about Justin.
Yeah. Yes. And we heard about how everyone in the organization loved him and blah, blah, blah. I'm not hearing that about Caleb.
Yeah. Yeah. He's just generational. And he's going to throw for 4,000 yards. And he didn't have any interceptions in 200 attempts. Yeah, we didn't have any wins in those 200 attempts either.
So okay, we got EV Warrior said, do it. Free Tyson Bagent so that he can play elsewhere. I feel you on that. I definitely feel you on that. We're going to move off Bagent. They should have moved off of him this season when they could have got some value for him when you consider where you drafted him at. But Smug Poles.
Yeah, he's a free agent anyway.
Right. So if you had Tyson, bro, that was a whole nother reason you could have brought in a Michael Penix, and I don't know. It don't seem like it's like Poles really thought they were playing for a Super Bowl this year. He really convinced himself of that. He's delusional.
Yeah,
and the punter was the last thing they needed.
Yeah, generational quarterback. And he needed a Flus's golf caddy's kid. And just in case we needed an extra offensive lineman, we could throw him in there and get him some experience. I mean, he's been quite arrogant, actually, in a lot of his moves as far as free agency and drafting players. He's shown a lot of arrogance. These third-round picks, yes, you can consider a third-round pick a project for most teams, as opposed to a first or a second-round pick. But
if they're football players, they're football players.
Yeah, and he's missed on all of them. Every last third-round pick he's made in the last 3 drafts have not panned out, starting with Hall of Fame Jones and going to the tackle, who was undersized tackle that he picked up last year, and defensive tackle. And this kid that was the caddy's son that Flus knew.
Manjabi.
Yeah, who wasn't ready to play football in the NFL, who could have been a 6th-round pick, and that would have been fine. But to draft this guy in the 3rd round, when we needed a center, and we needed a tackle,
and a 3-tech.
Yeah, that was kind of needed to play. Not one of these good character guys. We needed a guy that was going to go out there and kick some ass. And you went out and got none of that in the last 3 drafts in the 3rd round. So, yeah.
Well, and EV Warrior, Tyson should have played a lot more this season. There were several games when we were saying during the game, like, I would yank Caleb here.
Yeah.
And I mean, he's out there getting beat up.
Yeah.
And Tyson should have played, bro. But again, they keep talking about how Caleb's ego is intact and he's confident. All right, well, sit down.
Yeah.
Watch this guy throw it to the check down and get it to the tight end. Go ahead, bro.
And that's a lot of the process of learning in the NFL for players, to see how another player runs the exact same offense that you're learning, the exact same offense that you're being plays that you're being sent in through your headset to run, seeing it from somebody else's eyes, maybe for a game or maybe for a half or a quarter. Because a lot of times, even when they were winning, they wouldn't take this guy out of the damn game and bring Tyson in unless it was like a snap left or it was victory formation, or even when they're getting their ass kicked, they wouldn't take him out of the game. And he's a rookie, so it shows a lack of leadership from the Bears coaching, and it's evident now that you're facing the 11th loss in a row.
And more people would have been able to see what Tyson is capable of, thus increasing his trade potential.
Yeah.
You know, you might be able to get a fourth for him. You know, if he'd have went out there and did like what he did last year, he would have done better than what he did last year. You know, San Francisco wouldn't have had a problem doing it. That's all I'm saying, bro. If you got somebody in there making plays, football players, to your point, and they making plays, I don't care where they was drafted at. If this person's better for the position, this person should be in there right now.
Yeah.
That's how you lose teams, bro.
Yeah.
Warrior said Justin and Caleb on the same team would be entertaining. Social media civil war incoming. Yeah. That's all. You know?
It definitely would get Meathead something to talk about. But it should have been a situation this year, period, with Justin under contract for 1 year at $4 million damn dollars, and you could have put either Bilbo at the third holding the clipboard, or you could have put this rookie holding.
Caleb would have been holding the clipboard until he earned that position, bro.
Yeah. Yeah. But everybody, you know, wants to get these guys.
Well, Flus comes right out in training camp, but watching the 707s, yeah, Caleb's our starter.
Yeah. No interest in him learning how to play football.
Or learning or earning it.
Yeah.
That's what the great the Manning kid, not the one who sucked in New York, they want sent to Hall of Fame. Peyton. Walter Peyton Manning. That's what he said, bro. He said he wanted to feel like he earned all that. You know what I'm saying? Even in practices and stuff like that.
Yeah.
EV Warrior said, I feel that Caleb is still stuck in his college mindset where receivers are always wide open. The catching window is much smaller in the league. That's the same thing they were saying about JF1.
Yeah.
My comment on that, I had concern. You remember me telling you this, Ace.
Mm-hmm.
That first game when Caleb threw for 95 yards and the media was trying to throw him layups. It was like they were interviewing Kamala Harris on MSNBC. Big ups, Kamala. They were throwing him live ball questions like, hey, were you nervous out there? No, I wasn't nervous. I don't get nervous. Like, you son of a bitch, you threw for 95 yards.
Yeah.
Your hands were shaking. I saw you. And then was the game faster than it was in college? No. Now you're lying to me.
Yeah. Because you got all these guys are bigger, stronger, and faster. You're definitely lying.
Or you're delusional.
Yeah. But you know, a lot of coaches and Hall of Fame coaches, even former quarterbacks, saying the major thing for the quarterback in the NFL versus college is the anticipation of that guy coming open, the anticipation of this play where when he makes this break and heads this way in the playbook, or if he sits down and you're anticipating him sitting down in the zone, which Rome Odunze did in this game Thursday. Kay was like, yeah, keep going. But Rome sat down in the zone and he threw the ball ahead of him. But if he had anticipated him sitting down in the zone where nobody was at, he could have hit him and Rome could have turned around and maybe ran into the end zone or something.
So are you suggesting that he's predetermining what he wants to do and sticking to that a la, say, a LeBron James during crunch time?
He's out there playing Madden in his head instead of learning how to play football as an NFL quarterback. And of course, all of this takes time. It takes time.
It takes time.
And patience to learn what to do in certain defensive sets when you see a zone and you got your receiver out there and he's got all this space. It's between you and him. By the time you get to this point in the season, you should know he's going to sit down in the zone, or you should know they're going to continue through the route and run themselves open. But if you don't have any chemistry with anybody on the damn team, you can't anticipate anything.
Well, if I'm coaching a team and I got a rookie player, or if it's a high school team, you got a freshman, and you're losing the majority of your games, it's not okay for me to be like, oh, well, the line should be blocking better for him and everybody should be playing perfect around him, without acknowledging whether he's a rookie, a freshman, or not. Yeah, you got to take the good with the bad, but you got to be able to acknowledge the bad, because how, the way the media talks to Caleb is almost like, this is all not your fault. It's a shit show. And you know what I mean? And how are you holding up against it? No, why don't you go out there and make some plays? Why are you throwing for 4 yards in the first half? And why is your line jumping? And why aren't you talking to them? And why aren't you ever on the sideline? You got that C on your chest. Why aren't you ever on the sideline pulling those guys together and talking to them? This is week 17, bro. You're not a rookie no more, bro. You're not a rookie no more.
Yeah, we gave you the keys to the damn Cadillac truck, and you said you were ready to drive, and now you're out here acting like you don't have a license, or not that you don't have a license. There's no motor in the Cadillac truck. Every time you try and turn it on, it's just so that's not your fault.
But when it's you're reacting too late to the traffic around you, you know what I mean? You're predetermining what you want to do, regardless of what the other cars are doing around you.
Yeah. At this point in the season, you got to know what you're doing when a certain defense is out there and you're calling a certain play. You got to know that it's better for when the team is blitzing for you to be in under center and calling cadence and making movement. Or telling your coaches you need movement from the receivers so you can make the defense move, so you can figure out what the hell is going on with the defense.
You got to know if you're struggling with the deep ball, stop swinging for the fences.
Yeah.
You got your check down right there. Take some of that cheese. You got to know that by now, bro.
You got to know that your damn running back can't run between the tackles effectively to win football games for you. You got to check down and hit him with passes so he can get lathered up and get those 5, 8, 10 yards, or you got to hit the tight end, or you got to do something different.
Well, EV Warrior says Caleb needs to be less hesitant to throw the ball. Yeah. He comes out there, I didn't throw an interception. Like, bro, like, you ain't throw a touchdown pass either. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, bro, listen, a sack is an interception.
Yeah, he's generally setting himself up to throw the perfect pass. And that's not gonna happen in a football game. You gotta set your team up to win the football game, whether it's using your legs, it's checking down, it's hitting a 10-yard pass, or it's hitting a 15-yard pass that your guy sat down in the zone and he's wide open. But you got to be processing by this time of the year and playing like you're a quote-unquote generational quarterback, and we haven't seen it.
And if you're an armchair quarterback, bro, and your line allegedly sucks, which I'm not bumping for the line. They need a lot of work, has been said.
Yeah.
But you don't have that time, bro. Wouldn't you be trying to get the ball out of your hands or run, which is what Justin used to do?
Yeah, you gotta get the ball out. And I'm sure they're telling them that in meetings, like, hey, this, I know we're calling this plays, but if the protection breaks down, boom, that's either your hot read or you got your check down is your tight end and your running back.
Man, I would almost be telling them your protection is always going to break down. So I want you 85% of the time, your first read is your check down. That's what I would be telling them, bro. Your first read is your check down. If those guys are going to get open when your check down is covered, then that means somebody else is open, bro. Bro, I watched Joe Montana do it. I watched Dan Marino do it, boy. They'd check down you to death, bro. They'd check down you, then their defense got to creep up. By that time, your arm is lathered up, your receivers are lathered up, and now you can start, hitting those missiles.
And you come out every week telling us about how great a route runner that Keenan Allen is, and how great a route runner Rome Odunze, and how great a runner DJ Moore is. So if their routes have to be respected in such a way, then your check downs they're always going to be wide open.
Yeah. Yes. All right. Keith Irby, great comment. Why would JF1 come back to Chicago to sit the bench with a dysfunctional organization? We're not talking about sit the bench.
Yeah.
The Bears is not sitting Caleb. The quarterback market is weak, and Fields is going to start somewhere. Yeah, so go ahead, Ace. Yeah, we're talking about having them come in, and there's a 50-50 chance that you're going to be the guy.
Yeah, I mean, the season you're going to end up 4 and how many games they play? 4 and 14,
13.
Yeah, you're going to end up 4 and 13. How do you just get a guy the keys to the car off of a 4 and 13 season? Damn it! You got a new coach. Hopefully, you're going to have a new general manager. You're going to have a bunch of new players. You got to earn the spot, man. This isn't college.
And it's like, hey, we didn't give up on you, kid. We haven't given up on you. You know what I mean?
Damn guy that got rid of you. So, hey.
Yeah.
Come on back. Get this money.
But it is a good question. Dysfunctional organization, very true.
Yeah.
Evie Warrior said, that's true. The media narrative is to protect Caleb. Notice after Troy Aikman was critical of Caleb Williams on a national broadcast, he ended up kissing his bum later because he was told to.
Yeah. He's light-skinned, and he was the number 1 pick overall. And
all the media said that he was generational, and they don't.
And all the media stories that they do before every Bears game, and even after a tough loss or a bad loss,
they praise Caleb and make it seem like it was all the team's fault.
Yeah, it's everybody's fault, but his. It's everybody's fault that he couldn't check down and get to an extra 5 or 8 yards so we can get a field goal and maybe try and beat.
But all they did was dump on JF1 in the same scenario with less talent around him.
Yeah, with no talent around
A
him.
9th overall pick who nobody ever said was generational in the first place.
Yeah, but he went out there and did what he could to try and win games, and he was learning how to win games, and he learned how to win enough games despite the coaching. The guy got us to 7 damn wins, and he was poised to possibly get us to the playoffs with an increase of talent on the roster, and he never got that opportunity here in Chicago.
Thanks. Then you could have brought in that veteran receiver you brought in, Keenan Allen, and not got Rome and used that Rome capital on offensive lineman or a real tight end or something.
Yeah.
Or a dog at running back.
Yeah.
Irby said, Cleveland, Carolina, both New York teams, Raiders are looking for a QB. Justin will get one of those jobs. Why go back to a bad decision? Now, listen, it's all what you can negotiate, people. This is what we're saying. Hey, look, Justin, we were wrong. All right. Same thing you're going to be willing to do for Ben Johnson. We were wrong. We want to bring you back in the mix. Here's your money, and you're going to compete for a position just like you went there and said you wanted to do in Pittsburgh.
Yeah. Because he's not going to get the $40-50 million deal like a starting quarterback should get in the organization, but he'll get his money, and his money we got to give. So either they're gonna suck it up and maybe admit to, hey, we need some more talent at the quarterback position, even though this guy was generational, and maybe go out and get a guy like Justin to bring in to compete or they'll just pay Bilbo and and give your generational quarterback the same carte blanche that they gave him this year.
And let me answer that question another way. It's a good point about Justin. If you give him a decent amount of money and say, look, you might be a backup, but if you're Justin and you're betting on yourself and you can come in camp and kick this kid's butt, that might interest Justin, because one thing about him, yes, a dysfunctional organization, but Justin wanted to win in Chicago. Justin, he's a bear.
He's a bear.
He put his head down. He didn't slide short on third and such for the first down and get up celebrating and then look over there like, oh, I'm short. Yeah, you're short. You're about 4 inches shorter than Justin Fields was.
Yeah, he's never, I think his house is still on the market. He could take that off the market and come back to Chicago and do his thing. It's the narrative of the media. The Bears saying that they made a mistake, but they said they made a mistake this year. They fired the damn coach. They fired the offensive coordinator already. They're going to fire the entire coaching staff. They're going to fire the general manager. They made a bunch of mistakes. So let's
hold it, man. You keep saying, hold it. I'm okay with the ramming, but what information do you have? You think they're not gonna give this dude another draft, bro? You don't think they're gonna give hold on. All right, you keep mentioning they're gonna fire the GM. Yeah. Do you don't think Poles is gonna make it after this offseason when they have their season meetings?
No, I don't think he's gonna make it through next week.
Wow.
Why would you bring him back?
Wow.
What benefit do you?
Well, the local media and the national media was saying that him picking up this generational quarterback was a way that he could save his job, because all rookies are going to get that 1 year, and he should be able to get one more coach, and he should be able to get another draft. What do you say to that?
No. We could have had a generational quarterback the year before. And, come on, man. Yeah, it's time to go. Or we could have had the Hall.
Yeah, he didn't even talk to Houston's quarterback to pick his brain.
Yeah, he didn't talk to Stroud. He didn't talk to Daniels.
Stroud, who thanks his Lord every time for every game. Good kid. He wasn't good for your guess he didn't do good on the Wonderlic. He wasn't good for your culture. Bears offense, this is Zach. Bears offense dead last total yards this season. 288 total yards. Average 17 points per game. You have to go back to the 2004-2005 season to find worse production on offense. Wow. Worst offense in 20 years in Chicago.
And that's part of Pole's arrogance. And you're saying that he's not on the damn chopping block? Are you kidding me?
Hey, hold it. I've been saying he's on the chopping block when he drafted right over the 3-tech.
Oh,
that's in Philly. Yeah, that's when I was like, oh, something wrong with this dude. I've been ahead of the curve on that, but I just hear you repeating it about this particular season, so I'm like, okay.
Yeah. Right. And this is something we mentioned last year when he made the move to get rid of JF1 for a bag of magic beans. And if it didn't work, he needs to go.
Yeah, you only got a 6th-round pick. Why not keep him?
Yeah.
All right, Zach said last season Bears went 3-1 in December and averaged 27 points per game. Right, we was cooking.
Yeah.
This season 0-4 and averaged 10 points per game in December because they lost the team. Yeah. I don't think the team would run through the wall for that quarterback. You see what the receivers are doing? They're like, man, this dude's throwing the ball. I'm getting
killed. He's throwing the ball even when he throws it to him inaccurately over the damn middle. He's trying to get him killed. On the sidelines, he's trying to get him killed.
Because he's waiting too late.
DJ killed.
He's staring down his number 1 receiver and waiting too late.
Yeah, he's been trying to get DJ killed all year. And, and that's one of the reasons that he has no love for this guy.
All right, we got Smoke G. Big ups, Diesel, the co-host. Hey, pull up. He said, I see you guys still drinking that spike punch just by the name of the ridiculous title for the show. Is he reading any other comments in this thread?
No, he's not. He's still on the, him and the other guy are light skinned. So,
Yeah. And we're not even talking about all the stuff we could have had and could have let Caleb be somebody else's problem. The kid is from Washington, D.C., and that's what I said, bro. You got to release him to his destiny. If he's a D.C. kid, bro, I would have talked to them and said, look, what are you willing to give up for this pick? It might not have been much, but I would have taken it. And then you still could have looked at Jaden, who you didn't talk to, or a Michael Penix, who you didn't talk to.
Yeah. Oh,
They said Poles wanted McCarthy. Yes, that was his guy. He almost moved off Caleb for McCarthy.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, he doesn't know what he's doing. So I don't give a damn what he wanted to do.
All right.
If you've got rid of Fields, and then you come into the draft and go for the haul and go pick up McCarthy, and you absolutely have no clue what the hell you're doing. Because you could have kept Fields. We could have got rid of him.
McCarthy. Yeah.
Could have got rid of him in training camp.
Yeah.
If you felt that way, but don't come on, man. That guy has no idea what he's doing. And good riddance to him next week.
Well, what they value is the off-schedule stuff, but hey, you got to be able to do the on-schedule stuff. Right? Yeah. If you work for me, I can care less what you're doing off-schedule. I mean, all that extra stuff, that's fine. That's great. But if you can't do the on-schedule stuff, if you can do the on-schedule stuff, there'll be less need for all the off-schedule stuff.
Right. There's less need for garbage time when you're out there trying to go out there and be Superman. Yeah, if you're scoring points in the first half of the damn game, we don't need the Superman. Right. We just need to go down there and win the damn game.
Bro. That's the time Brady did, bro. Brady stayed on schedule.
Yeah.
All right. Caleb wasn't the best This is Zach. Caleb wasn't the best QB on draft night. 2023 first team All-American was Jaden, who smoked G up there, wanted Jaden, but somehow he's painting his fingernails with Caleb right now. Probably got his halter top on right now. Second team All-American was Penix. That's who I wanted. Didn't I tell y'all? I was like, boy, you lefty too. You already had that right tackle over there. Solid over there. You was weak on the left over here with Braxton. So that's all right. He's right in my face.
Right. I saw
him.
And
he said the third team was Bo Nix. Go ahead, bro.
Yeah, I saw Penix in the Sugar Bowl dialing it up and dealing against Texas with Roma Dunze. Yeah, I was like, this kid's kind of special. But we had no interest. We gave Caleb the playbook, 6 months before the draft, told him, everything's fine.
Hey, he didn't read none of it.
Yeah.
He didn't look at none of it.
We knew he could throw the ball 70 yards in the air, 80 yards in the air, not to a receiver, but he can just throw it far. And, that tickled Ryan Poles' fancy. So hopefully it tickles his fancy when he's hold on. Players for his next team.
Hold it. We got the next contestant. If you're going to have a podcast, don't be a liar or dumb to NFL rules. No team can trade back for a player they traded away until after 2 years. Maybe this explains the only 8 people watching. Well, Justin Fields is a free agent. Jackass.
He's a free agent, asshole. If you knew anything about NFL football.
Fuck boy, you fucking goofy. You know what I mean? Hey, you know what I'm saying? Dumb. You see somebody dumb, slap the shit out of yourself. All right? You smug SOB. You're probably Ryan Poles.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Just get some play on our podcast.
Yeah. All right. Pull up if you got something stupid to say like that again. The link's pinned in the chat. In response to the next contestant, this is Smoke G. Fields would be a free agent. You wouldn't have to trade for him, but it's going to happen anyway. Stand down. Thank you. If you're going to have a podcast and NFL rules. And I never heard that rule anyway. Maybe that's a rule. I don't know. But we're not talking about trading for Fields. Did we say anything? We said picking up Justin Fields. Says nothing about
time.
Yeah.
Trade.
You understand English?
No.
Probably some sort of bot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, probably some sort of bot.
Probably.
All right. Zach said, finally some real Bears fan. My family has been Bears fans for 60 plus years. Not one person said go after Caleb. None of my buddies either. Only social media and brainwash people think Caleb is the guy. And remember, I was telling you, bro, I was polling people out here in Cali and polling other NFL fans, bro. They all said we should keep Justin.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we knew that. We knew that. We knew that we could have got the Hall, and we knew we could have got another number one pick. We'd have had 2 number one picks next year. We could have moved up if we didn't need a quarterback. But everybody was counting the Bears' money. Oh, he's going to be got to pay him $30 million for the next 2 years. That's $15 million a season for a damn NFL starting quarterback. It would have been $4 million this year and 25 next year if they'd picked up his option. Come
Oh,
on.
you mean when everybody cared about McCaskey's money?
They cared about their money, made sure they kept their money. That they, we spent that $4 million and had him hurting Caleb's feelings or whoever the hell was his feelings. Yeah, that's what they were concerned about. And there's no reason for us to get rid of him for a 6th round damn draft pick. And I'm glad that the damn Steelers put him out there and let him play and took him off the field so they can give us a damn 6th round pick instead of the 4th round pick that he was going to get us if he kept playing and winning games in Pittsburgh.
And everybody in the chat, there's a poll on the community tab. Love if you vote, won't cost nothing. Would you trade generational quarterback Caleb Williams to the Pittsburgh Steelers? I think he's talking about the thing. Maybe that's yeah. I guess you're right. We wouldn't be trading. You're right. So would you trade? Okay, that's a good point. Maybe he's talking about the poll. Maybe that's what he's talking about. I don't know because it's not in the title. But he's right. It's misspoken because you can't, according to this guy, you can't trade for. All right. Would you?
We're trading for Tomlin and we're bringing Justin back
as a free agent? There you go. There you go. Everybody should have known that. But that poll is up there. And right now, you guys, 50% said they do it and 50% said they won't do it.
Okay.
I mean, you could in your coaching search,
yeah.
You can bring in a Hall of Fame coach and a potential Hall of Fame quarterback with his legs. You know what I mean? Yeah. So you guys vote on that. Tech Lion said if it was even possible for JF1 to come back to the Bears, that would be the worst thing for his career. Justin will get picked up by a much better team with an actual O-line and hopefully D. So people feel as though Justin has some value, huh? Outside of a 6th round pick.
He really deserves better.
Interesting. Zach said Scrub Williams going into best situation ever is one of the biggest mysteries in sports. How bad is Caleb really? Terrible. He blew up the best situation even ever at a nuclear rate for being so terrible. Now, before the season started, Ace, everybody was saying he's in the best position any rookie quarterback, generational rookie quarterback, has ever been in.
Yeah, especially number 1 overall pick. Normally doesn't come to a 7-win team.
Regardless of if our line sucked.
Yeah.
Because we had that same line. Nobody considered that, right? Most players come into a situation where the line sucks.
Yeah.
But they don't have all this talent.
Yeah, it's going to be a problem either on offense or a problem on defense. But he was considered to being in one of the best positions ever. And we've digressed by 3 games.
Yeah. Interesting from Zach. Decision-making skills start inside the home. It's like education that starts inside the home. I agree. When there are dumb kids in school, it starts in their home. I agree. Caleb's decision-making skills, hard to change. Yeah, he was living on his own his senior year in high school so he can go to the prep school, play football.
Yeah.
Had his own apartment, making his own decisions.
Yeah, probably. They said he was working out and doing everything he could to be a better football player. But, that doesn't mean that he was learning the mental aspects of being a better football player. He was just working on the physical attributes of being a quarterback, which got him to the league, which got him, drafted number 1. Now we'll see in the future if we can coach him up.
Now, I've said on this show that Caleb is more likely to be a top 5 quarterback than a bust.
Yeah.
We still don't know the upside on Justin. Top 10, because those other guys are going to retire, maybe top 13. But that could be good enough to win you playoff games and Super Bowls.
Yeah. Yeah, depending on the structure of your team and your organization. And right now we see the Bears have no structure organizational wise, and they let the players go out there and spew everything every week on any podcast or show they can come up with. And they have no organization. They have no coaching. They have no general manager. And I think Kevin Warren is trying to put his foot down as far as the organization is concerned. So that's why I'm so high and sure that we'll have another general manager in place. Maybe not next week, but the old one will be gone.
Well, arguably the best football team in NFL history, the 85 Bears, didn't have a generational quarterback. But they had a tough guy that people believed in, and they'd run through the walls for him.
Yeah.
And they had talent all around them.
Yeah, and they had started building up that line in '83 and '84, and by the time '85, man,
well, that's how you do it. That's how you do it. You build up your trenches, and then you go then you put the emblem on the hood.
Yeah, and especially when you got a superstar player that can be the glue to that thing for a couple seasons, even when you're not good. Like you got Walter Payton running around there with a porous offensive line, but you start drafting players and bringing them in, and you start drafting players on defense, and nobody's noticing how your lines and how you're building in the trenches, even though you don't have the greatest of records. And they weren't doing that for Justin. I think he was the glue holding the team together for these couple of years while he was learning how to be an NFL quarterback and learn how to win games. But they weren't bringing in the talent to help him go on to that next level. They just got rid of him.
So you're picking up Justin Fields if you can get him. You're willing to bring him back into the mix and shake it up, or would you just let bygones be bygones? And wrap that up into your final words here, Phil.
I'd love to have Justin back as a player, as a competitor on this team.
Would it be good for the team or bad for the team?
It'd be good for my team. A lot of these guys that are on here complaining and bitching and moaning every week are going to be gone anyway. So on my team, it'd be good. I'd be bringing him in with some offensive linemen, defensive tackles. I go out and find a 3 technique. I go out and find some players that wanted to play in the trenches, some guys that wanted to play guard. I definitely go out and find a damn left tackle. And we would go from there. But people want to assume that it would be a tenuous position with him and Caleb in the same quarterback room. And I don't think so. But once you've invested in a number 1 draft pick at quarterback and you've jettisoned off your previous quarterback, who was a number 9 first round pick, it's tough to bring him back. It's hard to say that it would be a good situation with him coming back, because you've already committed your franchise to this guy who didn't really deserve it in the first place without showing his wares on the field. So would I bring him back to my team? Yeah, but I'm shaking up the whole organization. Everybody is waiting on a phone call to see if they're going to make it to damn training camp, unless you're a Jalen Johnson, just got these big, huge signing bonuses. Even in those cases, guys got to be worried about their jobs. A Cole Kmet, you got to be worried about your job, because I can always trade these players and go get somebody else that want to play damn football, since I'm in a position of starting over again. So
let me chime in right quick before you go into your final words too. Well said. ChatGTP said re-signing Justin Fields offers the Chicago Bears a unique opportunity to build a versatile and dynamic offense. Firstly, Fields has already demonstrated significant potential in the NFL. His dual threat capabilities as a passer and runner and a valuable dimension to the Bears' offense. Re-signing him could ensure continuity and allow the team to build on the progress they formerly made with Fields under center. His familiarity with the organization, coupled with growing chemistry with the current roster, can lead to a more cohesive and effective offensive unit. On the other hand, Caleb, as a highly touted prospect, brings a fresh perspective and the promise of a bright future. Retaining Williams provides the Bears with a talented young quarterback who can be groomed and developed alongside the veteran Fields. This dual quarterback approach offers the team more flexibility in game planning and the ability to adapt to different defensive schemes. Williams' presence also creates healthy competition, pushing both quarterbacks to elevate their performance and strive for excellence, which is what we were saying before they moved, especially when they gave him up for a damn 6th-round pick.
Stupid. You just gave this other team just gave them a backup quarterback, which they didn't have. And you left us with Bilbo and whoever the hell is the 3rd-string quarterback here, and no competition. You put a C on this guy's chest to start the damn season just because he was the #1 draft pick. It was total dysfunction and was doomed to fail from the beginning of the season.
Correct. And when you get a new quarterback, you're basically resetting the deck, not just on the salary, but on the whole build. You see, everybody compared our rebuild to Detroit, but Detroit went out and got a 1st-round overall pick who went through the rookie, who already learned how to become an NFL quarterback and how to stop throwing pick sixes. Yeah, exactly. They went out. So, it would be like us picking up a Justin Fields at this time. That's what it would be like, picking up a Sam Darnold at this time in his career, picking up what's the guy's name? Cleveland. He used to play for Cleveland. It's Tampa.
Baker Mayfield.
Yes, picking up a Baker Mayfield when they learn how to be men in the locker room. This is what we were saying. And that's all. And had you not moved off of him, you could have had this kid developing, like Ace said earlier, like we watched the Packers do with their last 2 quarterbacks. I don't care where they was drafted. If he's a rookie and he's not moving the team down the field and he's having trouble with cadence and getting him in and out of huddle and he's holding the ball too long, that's all good. I'm going to be with him like I was with Justin. That takes time.
Absolutely.
We don't have to lose 13 games, though, while he's figuring out how to get his painted fingernails out his bum. But go ahead, bro. And then you go ahead and respond and funnel.
Yeah, well, he's trying to figure out NFL defenses, how to figure out whether it's better for him to be under center or he likes the shotgun like he had going on in college, where he's got to pick up the ball and then pick his eyes up and make sure that the damn his receivers are where they should be. It's certain nuances to the game that the Bears have made harder for their quarterbacks and harder for their offense to succeed. And unfortunately, most of it lately has been under Flus. And and then it was, Justin had to deal with Nagy, thinking that, he had Patrick Mahomes up back there as a rookie. So I just think that it would have been a healthy competition, even if the Bears hadn't picked up JF1's 5th-year option, to have your #1 pick, or whether it was Caleb, or whether it was Penix, or whether it was
Jaden
Daniels, or just to have the experience in the room and of knowing. I
didn't understand
I
that.
wasn't talking to you. Of knowing that that you were fighting up for a position, even though the media would be telling you that you're the heir apparent, but you're not the heir apparent if you don't win the damn job. If this guy is taking this team to the playoffs, in his final year, or even if they picked up his option, which they could have smartly done and had, JF1 for the last 2 years of his rookie deal, and this quarterback behind him learning the position, and whoever was best for the job at the time playing football, then it just makes sense. And you could have had the haul and got rid of that #1 pick and still brought in some more players, some linemen, your damn center that you desperately need, a 3 technique that you desperately needed in this draft and in the next draft. But that's just all my happenstance and hearsay of what would have happened if we would have got rid of that #1 draft pick that everybody said there's no way that they could have done, getting rid of 2 #1 draft picks in a row. The draft is a damn crapshoot. So
and that generational quarterback, we both said it would take 2, maybe 3 years for him to become that.
Yeah.
Right? And then so now the roster you got is just getting older.
They're getting more expensive, and some of them are retiring. Keenan Allen's gone. You're going to have DJ Moore a couple years older. We'll be looking for another running back. Your linemen, well, that doesn't matter because most of them will be gone after this season anyway.
All those rookies you signed like Brisker and Gordon, they're going to need that money.
They're coming into the time where they need that dough. And it could have been out there playing football as opposed to now you're trying to renegotiate their contracts and you can't keep everybody. So, my final word is, should they re-sign JF1? Absolutely. Will they re-sign JF1? Absolutely not.
They don't have the balls.
Yeah, absolutely they don't have the balls. And especially once they fire this clown next week and bring in a new guy who wants his own players, who wants his own GM that's in line to his thinking. If it's Ben Johnson or if it's Tomlin or if it's McVay, just want players that can produce in their system. And I don't think Poles can find players that can produce in anybody's system. He was just rolling the dice with the quarterback and definitely rolling the dice and shooting craps on a lot of other players that he was finding in the third and later rounds. So,
well, you remember it's all a partnership. It's a partnership, but I'm the boss. That should have been said.
Yeah. And I know he brought some guys over from Kansas City, but apparently it wasn't the right guys because KC is still young as ever, picking up young players, still on the phones, still trying to find players during the season, trying to figure out situations for next season, talking to agents this year about, their all pros that are going to be free agents in the upcoming
But
year.
Poles thinks he's got it right. He said that offensive line was talented enough.
No, it wasn't. It was, and to his point, his offensive line may have been mediocre or medium enough to get it done, but there was no
veteran quarterback.
Well, veteran quarterback for one, but there was no marriage between his line coach and his offensive coordinator. Those guys got to be together. Those guys got to be, this is what I'm running. This is how I want the line protections. This is how I want them blocking because this is this set and this is how many drops I got on this play. Those guys got to be working together. And you got a guy who's 2-3 coaches down the line still here with a porous offensive line, then either he don't know what the hell he's doing or or they just didn't have time to get together to build an offensive line that can protect Caleb Williams and protect what he was trying to do as an offensive play caller. And as we saw, nobody had any idea what the hell they were doing. Thusly, Shane Waldron had to go. Eberflus had no idea what the hell he was doing on Sundays. He had to go. And damn it, this damn general manager that you got, this smug, arrogant son of a gun who's been drafting like he's the second coming of Jim Finks, has to go next week. And if he's not gone, then I gotta rethink my beardom for this upcoming season. And that's my final word.
I can't complain. I just gotta add to that. That's how Ryan Poles wakes up every morning, smelling his own farts. And I'll say this though, yeah, that marriage you're talking about though, yes, but there has to be cohesiveness. So that's why you gotta have men. I want all dogs on as players and as coaches. So if Ace is the offensive coordinator and I'm the offensive line coach, he's saying, yeah, to Ace's point earlier, yeah, this is the way I want the line to work and I want them to do this and that. I got to be able to tell them, but coach, these players can't do none of that shit you want them to do. Can you design something that it fits their skill set that they can actually do? In the meantime, I'll be coaching them up, but that's for practice. But we can't call this crap in the game because I'm telling you, your whole line's gonna fall. You're gonna try to run that play, they're all gonna trip over each other and fall. You want to do an 8-step back, but Braxton Jones drop back, but Braxton Jones can't stop the bull rush, coach. These are the conversations real men have with real men, and you got to be a real man at the helm, meaning Poles going down to the head coach that can accept having real men having real opinions and being able to push back, right, and tell you that these plays won't work with these ingredients. You're asking me to make Kappa Punch, but these ingredients that you've given me will not create Kappa Punch. All right, we can call it something else, and I'm not going to get into what those ingredients are. The Bears are on the verge of a transformative period that could redefine our franchise's future. The decision regarding whether to re-sign JF1 or fully commit to Caleb Williams, who I still believe will be an excellent quarterback. It's just going to take some time, and by the time he's ready, you're going to have to pay him. You're going to move off of him? Yeah, go move off of him. And he's had 3 years to show that he's going to move off of him. He's been here for 3 years. We've developed him and used all this capital and wasted all this time. And now that he might be ready, hold on. Now that he might be ready. Now that he might be ready, we're going to go out and get another rookie in here and ruin his life, potentially, yeah. So now the decision regarding whether to resign Justin Fields or fully commit to Caleb as franchise quarterback, it's going to be pivotal. That will shape the team's offensive strategy and our performance going forward. The team was structured. One of the reasons I like Poles, he was bringing in players that was around Justin's age, and then they can all continue to grow together and then gel and create that culture. But obviously, he was lying to me once again. He moved off David Montgomery. He was locker room culture, okay? Roquan was locker room culture, okay? Justin Fields was locker room culture, okay? Now we have the softest Chicago Bears team that I have ever watched, and I've been watching that team since 1978, every game faithfully, all right? So this choice is going to reflect the Bears' broader ambition to build a competitive and resilient team capable of making a playoff run. Playoffs. Selecting a new head coach is another critical step in our transformation. The new leader, Karen, can you mute him? Yeah, thank you, Karen. The new leader will need to embody the values and vision of the organization while implementing strategies that maximize the talents of the roster. This selection process is going to be critical, as the right coach can significantly influence our team's culture, discipline, and overall success on the field. Fans and analysts alike are keenly observing this decision, hoping it will lead to a new era of excellence for our beloved Chicago Bears. We love this team. We bleed the orange. My blood is orange. Yeah. Go Illini. Okay. Moreover, establishing a new culture within the organization is essential for fostering unity, motivation, and a winning mindset. You guys need to shut up and play football. You came out there before the season like you were posturing to win a Super Bowl, all smug. The whole team, it ran up and down, including I kept telling these guys are talking like, ugh. I've played sports, not at a college level, but I played at a high school varsity level. Coming out there, yeah, whatever. All right, the Bears are focusing on creating an environment where players are going to feel supported, driven to achieve their best. This cultural shift will play a vital role in building cohesion, resilience, ultimately leading to improved performance and getting us Super Bowl. As the Bears navigate these significant changes, the entire organization faces immense pressure and scrutiny from the fan base. Okay. The decisions made in the coming months will have long-lasting implications, not only for the upcoming season, but for the future trajectory of the beloved franchise. The Bears faithful are eagerly awaiting these developments. We're waiting. People are leaving this earth, been waiting, hoping to witness a resurgence of our team as a dominant force in the NFL that we created. All right. If you have any more questions, need further information, feel free to drop a comment, ask. Stay tuned, stay passionate, and as always, bear down. And until next time, Ace, what do we say?
Don't forget.
FGB. That's what we say. Packers week, baby. We got Packers week coming.
FGB.
You know what I mean? We got Packers week, and this is the first time I can remember picking. I'm not saying I wasn't wrong the last 12 straight, 20 straight, whatever it's been. But it's the first time that I can remember, and this is to the Hallis Hall, ever picking the Packers to beat our Bears.
And the spread, and handily.
I have no reason to think anywhere else. I mean, it's sad, but it's true.
Yeah.
I mean, the toilet used to be the crust of the NFC.
Yeah.
Now they're running plays pretending like they fail, and I knew it from the second it happened, and your undisciplined team falls for it. Jumping off sides when they're obviously trying to get you to jump off sides.
Train Kemp, though, is 4th and 1. They're up there yelling. Before the 2-minute warning. The 2-minute warning is coming, man. All you gotta do is, you ever had are you gonna run in there and sack the quarterback? I don't think you had a sack all year.
All right. You find yourself sliding through Chicago, you might be out west. Narragansett, Washington, Kids. You might be over east. Stony Island, Jeffrey, King Drive, 87, 79. You might be up north. Where the fuck I end up at Cabrini Greens? This is Cabrini stuff? I'm just gonna run in there and get some blunts. I'll be right out. You better keep your head on a swivel. You better watch your back. Better check your six. Better use that blind side assist.
Go.
Keep one on. Better guard your grill. Knuckle up. Nice guy, huh?
You want some of this? You want to call me a dummy? You call me a dummy?
I just make you poor and stupid. Yeah.
And don't forget to.
Don't forget it, baby.
And don't forget to.
Forget it,
Running around shy, boy.
And don't forget to bring your mouthpiece.
FGV.
Back a week. FGB. Huh?
Free the guys. Free all the guys.
Special opinion.
Thanks, y'all. Thanks for popping up.
Like, share, subscribe. Everybody in the chat.